Hi, everybody. We are here today, Sam and Mika and I. I'm Stephanie Ray from BIORAY, and we are going to be talking about what is a low battery focus. Like, what is that? What does that conjure up for either one of you?
Well, low battery focus, I would expect that it's hard to pay attention for long periods of time,
Mm-hmm.
and hard to switch from one task to another without having to, you know, just pretty much sum it up to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of not having the ability to focus because your battery is drained.
Yeah. Yeah, both of you guys that's really spot on. So what a low battery focus is the electricity in the cells is so low that it's hard to concentrate. It's also hard to have the proper response to say something that we might be allergic to in the environment. So a low battery focus is actually really common. It's really common in kids as well as adults. If somebody feels like they need a nap every day, they probably have a low battery focus. If somebody has a hard time digesting their food, they have assimilation problems after they eat, they get sleepy, they probably have a low battery focus. So that's all the energy of the body is trying to break down food, and when a person gets sleepy with a low battery focus. If a person doesn't have a low battery focus, the food would energize them. So that's kind of the distinction. And also the nap is a telling sign. A lot of times people call in and I can hear it in their voice. I can hear that they're a low battery focus person. And so what brings the cells up? What brings that energy up is something called fulvic acid. And fulvic acid is in our soil. And we have a little bit of a problem on the planet where we have gone through our topsoil and we do not have appropriate topsoil. So our food is not getting the necessary energy to give to us, the eaters of the food. So we have to supplement. And in our formula, NDF Plus, we ferment certain mushrooms and herbs, and it makes the byproduct called fulvic acid. So we're not actually adding fulvic acid to the formula. It happens because of our fermentation process. So what we saw with real-time EEG was that people who had a low battery focus, that it brought the electrical potential up that could be measured in their brain waves. Isn't that cool?
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in doing the 45-day detox, it's really important that we're restoring that we're restoring our cells' ability to communicate with each other. Because, like, if you think about it, if our cells are so low in energy, how are they talking to each other? How do they know how to pull information out of food? Essentially information, but they're actually pulling vitamins and minerals. And so that's that low assimilation issue that can be with people with a low battery focus. So a couple other things is that people who have an intolerance to perfumes or a sensitivity around electrical equipment, that would also be a sign of a low battery focus. Yeah.
What would that sensitivity to electrical equipment look like? Would you just feel it?
Some people just can't be around it.
Oh.
Yeah, they just do not feel good. They just, overall, they're just like, I do not feel good. I don't feel good having a cell phone in my hand. I don't feel good sitting in front of a computer. Like, I don't feel good. I don't feel myself. So, yeah, it's a kind of an overall feeling of being unwell. And so when it comes up for you guys, do you think you're a candidate for a low battery focus, an LBF?
I think I am.
Yeah?
Yeah, I enjoy my naps
Yes.
at lunch.
Yes. I do too. And I do notice sometimes, like, after I eat food, I get a little sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what I eat. If it's a very heavy carb meal, I get super sleepy afterwards. So that might have something to do with the low battery focus.
It is, and that is where eating for your blood type is relevant, because your body is taking extra energy to break down food that it's not really built to break down. So, and then you can do that trick, which is eat 2 of your positive foods, things from your positive list. And I don't do well with wheat or pasta, and there's been many times I've been at a business dinner and they've chosen an Italian restaurant, and I can either do the fish, or if I do a little pasta, like I really have to make sure I'm eating a side of broccoli or asparagus or something, and don't eat the bread. Otherwise, like, I'm nodding off like 3/4 through the business dinner meeting. So it's like one of those things where if we don't pay attention, it may just seem normal, but it really isn't normal. We should actually feel energized after eating.
I'm actually really surprised. I thought needing a nap was normal, and I eat pretty healthy, and I've been on the tonics for a while. So what could be one of the circumstances or reasons why I'm still having this imbalance?
Well, if you're still eating cheese.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay. We didn't have to go far down that list.
We didn't.
Okay, all right. It's kind of the number one thing. It's tasty, and it's a nurturing food, right? Cheese is like, we know milk from the time we are born. So cheese is a hard one.
Yeah.
And it's inflammatory, so it'll inflame the GI tract. And the thing to do, if you are going to eat it, make sure you chew it well, but then just take a walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a walk for, at least 2 minutes. Like, just get up and get moving. You can probably move through it because you're doing so many positive things that may be all it takes for you.
Okay, and I actually knew that cheese was not something that I should have due to one of the books that you recommended the company read. And it's just difficult, like you said. It's tasty, and I've cut a few other things out of my diet, and I'm like, let me have cheese. But I think I'm going to, you guys know I cut dairy out of my diet for about 2 weeks. I'm going to go a little longer.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I see a difference with my needing a nap.
And, this is just something you could check out. Check out sheep cheese or goat cheese.
Oh, okay.
So those have enzymes that are a little bit closer to ours, and so they're a little bit easier to break down.
Okay.
So not cow, but do some sheep or some goat and see. I do great with goat cheese. Yeah.
Interesting. I do have a question. So I love a nap here and there, but I just don't really have the time to take them. But I do notice at night I have a hard time just falling asleep. Does that have anything to do with the low battery focus?
No, what that has to do with is your liver. So your liver's not removing enough during the day. So as the day goes on, it's rising up, and things like ammonia have an affinity for the brain. And so you'll tend to have most people, we have high ammonia at the end of the day. And that can create that feeling of like, I'm awake, I'm thinking, I have a lot of thoughts. Oh my gosh, stop it.
Yeah.
I need to sleep.
I feel like at that time of the day, time just goes by so fast.
Yeah.
And I will start thinking about something, and next thing I know, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And all my lights are off, and I just up.
You know what? Try some sleepy.
Yeah.
See if you can modulate those GABA receptor sites. And you could also do an extra dropper full of Liver Life during the day.
Okay.
That might help as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good combo, like a next step, a good next step.
Got it.
So we probably shouldn't take sleepy when we're in the bed. We should probably take it X amount of time before we're ready to go to sleep.
Like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that long. You don't need it that long before.
Okay.
Yeah. And, and if you're really having a hard time, like, you don't have to stop at 2 dropperfuls. I've done as many as 6.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't happen every night. It's just every once in a while I'll notice, and that's the thing that I just wanted to say is, like, time just goes by so fast, and then I feel like I lose out on an hour of sleep. But it doesn't happen all the time, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'll do
know.
that.
And sometimes, yeah, it just will, and then maybe you can make it up on another day. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
No, you actually answered them, the
Okay.
questions that I had for you.
Let me see. Let me look at what we have here. Yeah, I think we're doing really good on this. What day are we on again? We are on,
25.
we're in 25. Okay, there we are. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. It's gone fast for me.
It has.
Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to measuring myself again because I just feel different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. That's it for today.